England-Croatia that weekend, maybe even that day as well?
I love England, I'm not going to answer this question.
I know how young and strong he is, but you truly believe no chance of you not being victorious on July 6th?
Thank you for having me. Everybody, it was so beautiful to be here. And listen, Johnny Fisher, I think he's a great fighter, but I think he's a young fighter. Listen, I had 100 amateur fights. Most of them were tougher than me and him both. I had 12 professional fights. I was tested so many times. I was tested so many times and I went through all of them almost, but one. But you know, so this is his first test, and I remember when I had my first test, it was my third bout against Chandel. You was there, and you were telling me you're not going to be able to do this. You know, it's a 50-50 fight. So I was there. I'm at least 5 years into this testing and stuff, and I know what it brings. You know, that's why I said yes to this fight, and I feel like it's a present from God.
Johnny Fisher, big, strong, heavyweight, punches hard as well. Are we just going to expect the same Alen Babic as always? Like Michael said, you just have to go in and break him in there?
Listen, I have 13 years of fighting at the elite level. Like I was one fight away from the Olympics, so I meet strong men every day of my life. The strong puncher, the power puncher, the big. I fought them all. I've been through them all. I know what to expect. He wasn't. That's the point of it. You know, he wasn't there. Like I was 30 years of fighting. He's a very young man. I think he was about 10 years old then. So since then I'm fighting big strong punches. So don't talk about big strong punches like there's something new to us.
What I will say is that you've had some big occasions. You obviously boxed out in Poland, didn't go your way. You boxed on some huge cards. Boxed here at Fight Camp as well. But the main event in London, 7,000. What the Savage is born for, isn't it?
It's amazing. I know it's going to be hostile, so listen, I want everyone to know I am the underdog in this fight. Fuck the favorites, I am the underdog. I was the favorite for one fight. It was the worst fight of my life. It almost destroyed me. Almost. I was 1 year into depression. It almost threw everything off, so I am a big underdog in this fight. Thank you.
Could also be England-Croatia that weekend, maybe even that day as well.
I love England, I'm not going to answer this question.
And finally, Alen, you guys did say yes very quickly. You really fancy this fight, you think we made a mistake?
No, of course, I didn't ask about the money, I didn't ask nothing. He knows, Dillian knows, I just said yes, and I feel like it's a present for God. But on the other hand, I feel like it's a perfect fight for Johnny also. It's a big step up, it's a big test, he gotta have tests. This is his first big test. And I'm gonna jump him, I'm gonna go to that card because like I said, I had 160 fights with tough men, and I know how to drown a guy. And I have my confidence back in my chin because my main thing was my chin. Nobody could chin me, you know. But then I lost that in the Olympic fight, and now I got it back. So it's beautiful. I've been sparring 5 guys, 10 rounds. So it's crazy, just crazy.
And as Michael said, it's just that straightforward, to the trenches and drowning.
Yeah, he saw me on my first spar with Dillian White, so he knows what he's talking about. Right? Back then I was 88 kilo guy. Dillian was 120. I didn't care then, I don't care today, you know. This is my job, this is what I have to do, this is my trabajo.
Thank you, Alen. Johnny, well, how exciting is this? I mean, not just that you're headlining in London for the first time, but you're in a real fight, you know, a fight that people see as a 50-50 fight. The time has come, the development boxing all around the UK and around the world, of course Vegas last time. Now, a different kind of fight in training camp. You know, this is the real stuff on July 6th.
It's extremely exciting, Eddie. Very, very excited. As you said, lots of people coming, but that means nothing to me. Me and Alen, we're going to get in the ring and we're going to have a proper tear up. And we talk about Alen saying he's the underdog in this fight. Well, you're talking about 13 years experience, you're talking about 10 years experience as an amateur, 100 fights. Sounds like you think you're the favourite in this fight, but for me, the one thing you've got to realise is it's not about me having to fight Alen Babic, it's about you having to fight Johnny Fisher.
No, I'm a huge underdog. Huge underdog.
Do you think that people do underestimate you? I mean, people talk about, we know the tickets are obviously, everybody talks about that, but as I said after your last fight in Vegas, I see you now as a world-class prospect in the heavyweight division. Rather than just a ticket seller that some people might think you are, this is a fight to show that you're to be taken seriously on world level.
If you're in the sport of boxing and you care about what people think or what people say, you're not in the right sport, because you're going to have people saying, look at Tyson Fury, look at Anthony Joshua, look at the top level, look at Alexander Usyk. You're going to get criticism from every angle. What matters is you've got a team around you and you've got belief in yourself, and self-belief is something I'm never going to be short of.
He talks about the strategy is quite simple, to take you to the trenches, to drown you. Have you got what it takes to fight in there? Does it go that far, or do you have the power to get him out there before he gets you there?
Definitely got the power. We've seen that before. But if we go to the trenches, that's what I believe I've got inside me. You can train as much as you want in the gym. You've got to have that inside you. That's a mentality that you're born with, no matter what background you're from. And I've got that mentality.
Does this training camp differ? Does mentality change in this training camp? A lot of those fights, with all due respect to the opposition, we kind of knew, with the exception maybe of Harry, that it was going to be a fairly straightforward job this time around, training with a different kind of mentality and intensity.
Every fight, the intensity goes up, the standards you hold yourself to goes up as you get better as a fighter. And as their team said, this is the right time now, and it is going to be absolutely bouncing in the Copper Bosch. It's going to be absolutely brilliant, and that will only make me rise to that occasion. I've been there before, Ali Pally, O2. Me and Alan fought on the same card at the O2. We fought here, and the respect is there, but the respect demands the best performance from me, and that's what you're going to get.
And how exciting and important is this fight for you? We know we expect around 7,000 at the Copper Bosch, and then go into potentially British title fights at the O2, all the ability to set out these massive arenas, but absolutely must win on July 6th.
Nothing else matters other than beating Alen Babic, so don't put everything else out of your head. My whole life is about beating Alen Babic for the next few weeks.
Finally, to both men, Johnny, I know you're a humble man. What happens on July 6th, prediction, and how it plays out?
Listen, the win is all that matters. I've said that, as you know, throughout my whole career, and I'll be bringing the heat. He'll be bringing the heat. You can be guaranteed that you're going to be entertained. And after the fight, as you said, I'm a gentleman, I'm a humble man, and I'm a sportsman as well. And I will shake Alen Babic's hand after the fight.
Alan, I know the respect's there as well, but tell us what happens on July 6th.
Listen, I always talked about knockouts. I don't like knockouts. I like when the judge steps in, and saves the opponent. That's what I fancy right now. So I expect exactly that, to judge to step in and to save. Because no father should see his son get beaten like that.